Our reaction to the Aston Martin F1 car launch. Yeah, this is going to get straight to the point, Tommy.
Yeah.
This is going to get straight to the point. Oh my God, it's green.
Go with it.
It's green. They've just done it. They've just launched it right there and then.
Fair play.
Some carbon, not a lot of carbon. They've still painted it. Wow. Jesus Christ, that is the quickest launch I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh,
that
wow, it didn't even end. They didn't even...
Oh my God, I got up for that. We need to let you know that our P1 live show has returned, or is returning, whatever the right tense is, because yes, on April the 11th, 12th and 14th, we are going back on tour in the UK. Crazy to say out loud. We're going to Bath, Cambridge and London. London is a massive, massive event for us, especially because it is at the O2 Shepherd's Bush Empire. What I will say, tickets are selling incredibly fast. I'm pretty sure Bath is pretty much sold out, if not sold out already, which is madness because the tickets went on sale only a few days ago. So if you do want to come to the P1 live show where we basically will reflect on the season so far, we'll do some audience games with prizes, we'll have a lot of fun. It's not just a podcast, it's a show, and I think people have had a great time before, Tommy. And yes, it's a very exciting time, and I can't believe we're going and doing a few more.
Yeah, I can't believe we do these things, but they've been really fun and people seem to enjoy them, so get involved.
Right, Becky Hemphill, do you think that Aston have been clever in their design by still keeping the signature green and having the carbon parts of the car as discreet as possible? So yes, the livery. It's definitely more carbon, but I think you make a very good point, Tommy, that you put on Twitter, which was that they are keeping the right parts of the car colourful. They're not just going for the carbon in all areas that will look terrible on all TV camera angles. They know what they're doing with that, and they're getting away with as much as they possibly can.
Yeah, it's very clever the way they've designed it, that we know now that teams want to use as much carbon fibre as possible, but Aston Martin want this brand identity of the green, so they've it is slowly eating the car from the bottom up. Normally when you watch on TV, the car is coming towards us, so the front on shot is really important, and McLaren have obviously painted the whole nose, and there is a lot of carbon on the McLaren, but they painted the whole nose, and Aston Martin have done something similar where essentially they can, from the front angle and the side angle, which is pretty much when you see it all the time, it's green, but if you actually look at the car a lot, they've kind of like, it's tucked away and they've got rid of every bit that they can that you can't really see from camera angles, and that's a good way of doing it, I think. Still would rather have this rule that we keep saying, but at least they've been a bit more clever with it rather than just going, here's a green stripe.
And that rule being, just for those that may have not tuned into our car launch stuff, that essentially to have a minimum paint allocation where they can just have fun with designs. Because, yes, we're not going to kick off, I don't think, with this one, just purely because the identity is there, and that's the most important thing. And
it's everything an Aston Martin livery should be anyway. Like, we that's what people want, so I'm not against them not changing a thing, really.
Next question, M. Lawrence. Not a question, but I miss when the drivers would pull the sheet away to reveal the car. What's with these 1 minute car reveals? Well, look, I think we only have ourselves to blame, everybody, because F1 teams, they do a massive old car launch. Everyone's in the chat. Reveal the car, show the car, show the car, shut up, I don't care, get the car out, I'm not here for anything else. And now they're like, oh, no one cares. Let's roll the car out. We'll just get some social clout. And everyone's like, where's the car launch? I want to hear from Lawrence Stroll. I want to hear from Lance Stroll and Fernando. So what I will say is that, yes, it is a shame. Yeah, F1 teams can't win. I think there is a perfect happy medium here, which we will get onto. But yes, it is a bit of a shame because I like car launches to a degree. When it's a decent length and, you know, you build up to it. Oh, a little bit of boring. Yeah, sprinkle a bit of boring in there. Lovely. get a few messaging in there and then show us the car.
It is strange, yeah, that they've done a car launch and we've not even really seen Fernando or Lance. I mean, Lance doesn't tend to get involved in these kind of things anyway. But from the sounds of it, Aston Martin are doing a bit more throughout the day. like we
And by the
mentioned
time
at
you're
the
listening
start.
or watching this,
We
you
might
may
have
well seen all
seen
of that.
Fernando Alonso flossing down the pit straight at Silverstone. Like, we have no idea.
Flossing. Sam Dougie Douglas comes in with, are the online launches because of the cost cap? I think we just need to clarify this one for any confusion. No, the online launches are not directly because of the cost cap, because the money for marketing and things like that is not developing the car. That's what the cost cap is there to do, is there to close the gap, supposedly, between teams.
Yeah, teams probably do weigh it up. Maybe it is a case of some years they're like, we've got a new title sponsor, or we've got something like I mentioned earlier with Stake. And then they really ham it up, and then they're like, well, not much has changed this year. Let's do a bit more of a low-key one. No new drivers, no new livery, no new sponsors or anything like that. So let's just do something a little bit different and maybe, not go so over the top. And clearly that's what Aston Martin have tried to do.
This next question I think is actually a great one. It comes in from Jace VI. What does the perfect car launch look like? Because last year it was dragged out, scratch our own back speeches, and this year it is here is a 2-minute clip. If P1 was planning a car launch, what would it look like? All right, hold up. Let me cook. All right, so the P1 car launch starts off with Justin Bieber coming out and singing a couple of songs. Get everyone in the mood. JB returns. Oh my God, he's back performing. Bit of Somebody to Love with Usher, because that didn't happen in the Super Bowl, and I was expecting it might have done. So everyone's like, oh, what's going on here? All right, sweet. Okay, bit groovy. Get the champagne down you. And then, obviously me and Tom will both be joint team principals. So Natalie Pinkham will bring us out, both of us together holding hands.
Okay.
And she'll ask us, what do you want to say to all the P1, Aramco, ATM, Visa Cash App, Kellogg's, Specsavers fans out there, and we'll say, look, we're not going to make any promises. We will probably be at the back, but we're here for vibes. So after that, a little bit of, not too long, maybe 5 to 10 minutes of just chatting away about our ambitions for finishing last in the championship, even though we're known as P1. And then after that, we do a little tease, but we don't let out the whole car. We do a little, I just want to show you something, 1-minute video, bam, 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 few angles. People are like, oh. And then we go into another couple of songs from Justin Bieber. Maybe brings out a little bit of Beyonce, Jay-Z, that kind of vibe. Let's get this into a little concert at this point. Forget the car. We're trying to distract everybody away from the car and just make it into something vibey. Then after that, we then show the car.
Interesting.
What would you do?
The same, but not Justin Bieber. I'd have like Metallica or something. We'll alternate. We'll have
one Justin Bieber song, one Metallica song. That'll do it.
Split our personalities, just have it really jarring. I would. One thing I'd have loved Aston Martin to do is, how they announced they're doing their shakedown today, and they did the whole YouTube premiere in the garage. I thought that was a good idea because Cash App RB didn't premiere the video, and that made it really confusing. So at least we all got to watch something together. And the lights come on in the garage. You kind of see the car, it's a bit mysterious, and then it rolls out the pit garage, down the pit lane, and then it cuts to Silverstone, and you get a live stream of the first shakedown. So it's like a seamless kind of we've seen a Formula 1 car on track, and that's what everyone loved about Ferrari, that we got to see the car going round. I think that would be cool.
Next question from Mustoman1. Do you think this car can give Fernando his 33rd win at some point in the season? Well, if you've listened to the predictions for the 2024 season, you will see that I absolutely do not believe this is going to happen, because I said he was going to be the biggest flop due to Aston Martin not producing him with a car that is going to be very good. That's what I still believe, personally, but that's just purely running on vibes. And I'm sure Fernando Alonso, as Fernando Alonso does, will extract every last ounce of performance out of the car. But it depends whether that car is trying to make it into Q2 or if that car is trying to get on the podium.
This is the thing with Aston Martin is, do we trust them? I know there's a lot of They are like the opposite of McLaren, where I think they're like completely underhyped because people saw what happened last year and they fell off. That people are expecting like they're not going to be any good, but they have, they've gone for something a bit different with their car, according to Dan Fallows, and we'll see if they come out the blocks firing again.
Yes, it's going to be speculation up until testing. Then it's going to be more speculation because then we're going to wonder if the times are even real.
Yeah,
and we're going to see a round 1 in Bahrain, which is not far away now. Like, my God,
it's crazy how close it is.
3 weeks, isn't it? Pretty much 3 weeks till the start of the season. That's flown by now. Maybe potentially. I'm ready. I'm so ready.
I am.
And I think that's a beautiful time to end the podcast here today for the Aston Martin car launch. Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. Remember, P1 live show tickets are selling fast. So if you want to come and see me and Tommy do our waffling on stage, do a nice live show performance, it's not just a podcast, as I say, then there'll be a link everywhere on social media, and there'll be a link in the YouTube description as well. And also, you might be noticed that I'm wearing a P1 beanie, which if you also want to potentially get one of these, let us know your thoughts and feedback in the comments and whether you want one, and we might well just release it. What are your final thoughts?
Win 33, please, Fernando, because I need it in my life, and I don't know what I'd do on Twitch, but it will probably be really cringe.
Peggy 18.
And Peggy 18, yeah.
Perfect. All right, so I hope that Fernando doesn't win his 33rd Grand Prix. I just can't get over the fact that, I really, really want to see him win his 33rd race if my actual favourite driver stops winning. Poor you, mate. Poor you. My heart bleeds for you.
No,
Take care.
so
all right.
boring, isn't it?
Yeah. Such a. What a tough life it is for you as a Formula One fan right now. Right, thank you, everybody. Lots of love. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.